either,
Good,
Grania. I have no
good.
makeup
No
on this
makeup.
morning.
That's good to know.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Monday night ANZ Huddle. Big welcome to all our regulars. And if you are brand new on this call, if you've perhaps been invited on to meet the team and get to know us a little bit, I want to extend a very special welcome to you as well. Here in Australia and New Zealand, we are one big family. So many of us are cross lines, different teams, but we all come together, collaborate together, and have this beautiful connected community together where we all help each other to grow. So a big welcome if you are brand new. And to kick things off, so my name's Gillian Joyce. I'm from Yeppoon on the Capricorn Coast, for those who don't know me. I'm an EC1 with LifeVantage, have been partnered with the company for almost 10 years, 9.5 years. So I have been here for a little while, absolutely love this company and everything it stands for. Particularly our wonderful little product here, which has allowed me to share that gift and stay home with my children, be a fully present mum from a former school principal profession. So very, very, very grateful for what this company has done for me and for the privilege of being here. But tonight, to kick things off, one of our favourite things to do each week is to share some wins, because it doesn't matter how tough your week is. Sometimes you've just got to look for those silver linings, and there's always some good there. For some of us, we've had big wins, some others smaller wins, but we've got lots of wins to share tonight. So I'm actually going to ask Bridget Baker. I'm hoping she's on already. I know she's got a win this week. So Bridget, if you're there, I can see you. Are you able to unmute and share your win of the week, please? And if you have a win yourself, drop in the comments. We want to hear your win. We can ask you to share as well. But we always love hearing the wins to start with. So Bridget, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope my internet connection is going to be okay here. But so myself and Julie Wilkes did a women's lifestyle expo about 3 weeks ago. And we're so excited that we've got a big database of women who came and saw us and entered our competitions. And we're slowly working through the follow-up with them, which is amazing. I've got potential 6 prospective consultants who want to come on and help share the story of activation with us. 3 are probably quite hot, who just have access to and have clients themselves who can really benefit from our products. And I also had an article written, or I wrote an article and it was put into a New Zealand beauty magazine about activation, which is really exciting. So yeah, a couple of wins there, which is super cool.
Those are massive wins, Bridget. That is incredible. Congratulations, first of all, for getting out there and taking action. I myself have done some markets in the past, and they have always been fruitful with the follow-up. You always have to make sure you're doing the follow-up afterwards and touching base with those new connections you make. But to also have an article written as well, that is huge. So I am super, super happy for both you and Julie. That is incredible. And it's a good pointer for everybody, because I have found over the years that wellness inspired markets or wellness expos have been on the increase. They didn't used to happen very often, but now you see them happening annually and sometimes even more frequently. So look in your local areas, find those wellness markets or expos and lock in your trade stalls, and look at how Bridget and Julie did so well. You could also do the same. So thanks for sharing that win, Bridget. That's a huge one. Super happy for you. Patricia Bauman, I know you have a win this week as well. Would you like to jump on and share your win if you're there?
Well, it follows on perfectly from Bridget, because I attend a wellness expo every summer. And a couple of years ago, someone had a stall.
We can't see Patricia. It's Bridget that's on the pinned.
Sorry, sack me. Hang on,
Thanks,
going as
Grania.
fast as I can. Tech here.
Techie
I
Grania.
appreciate you doing it.
So is that better now? You can hear me?
We've got you now, Patricia. Thank you, Grania.
So it follows on perfectly from Bridget. So I attend a wellness expo every summer, have done for years. And a couple of years ago, a diagnostic lab had a stall. They test for NRF2 and mitochondria. Easy conversation starter there. And so the lead research scientist and I just clicked. And so I hop on her webinars and all this stuff. Long story short, when our mind-body study came out, I sent it to her, and yesterday someone emailed me that she'd referred them to me. So I have a new MindBody customer from that referral, and I know he's going to go back to her and with results. And so it's just a real confidence boost that she had confidence in me to send him to me and not have to be the middleman and all that stuff. So more conversations will come from that.
That is incredible, Patricia. Thank you so much for sharing. I know that a lot of people will have a lot more questions for you as well as to what you learned about these mitochondria and oxidative stress tests that this person was doing, and whether, live blood analysis or how they were doing that. But sounds super interesting. Did you catch much info on how they did that? Those tests?
Yeah. Yes, she's added me to their practitioners portal on their website, so I can look up all sorts. It's mind-blowing. But I will add, everyone is talking about NRF2, mitochondria, oxidative stress, superoxide dismutase, but they're using supplements. They're not talking about activation at all. So in less than 2 weeks, I'm off to Turin, Beata. I would like to pick your brains about Italy. I'm off to Turin for a 2-day event with the Clean Heart Institute, and a whole section of, well, Dr. Judy Mikovits is speaking. If some of you will know her, Dr. Angus Dalgleish, talking about post-COVID issues. And we have lots of information about NRF2 and COVID stuff. So I'm arming myself with studies to go to that. So yes, we want to help people, our neighbors or people that we encounter. But, there are people that are doing what we're doing, but they're not doing it like we're doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
No,
activation. They don't know about activation. Why they don't, I don't know.
Do you know what I loved hearing from what you're saying though, Patricia, is that people are now talking about like the NRF2, the NRF1, all those terminologies that for us, we've had a hard task in being the first to educate people on those things. And it's only a matter of time where those things are going to be household names like antioxidants and vitamin C and all these things that people have heard for decades, because people don't look for the experience so much. They just know that, oh, those things are good for me. So when they see it written on a label, they grab it. And it's only a matter of time before they're starting to look for, where's the label that says NRF2? Where's the label that says NRF1? Because I know that's what's good for me. That's what I need. So yeah, it's great that that's becoming more and more well known. So thank you for sharing that. And huge congrats to you too. That is an awesome win of the week. Love it. Absolutely love it. And Josie, I just see in your comments there, 2 personal enrollments totaling 1,449 PV. Whoosh, on her run for Japan. I know it. She'll be getting close. Well done. All right. I've got another quick share here from a teamie. So Julie, are you there, Julie? Can you share your win of the week, please? Julie Corti.
Yes, hi. Well, actually, I'll just talk about our team retreat that we were on the weekend, which Jill absolutely always spoils us on. And it's just the importance of getting people to any sort of event. And because Jill does these retreats, and I've always had someone basically that comes along to them each year, and no one leaves there without so much inspiration and just knowing what we are all about. And it's so, so good to see. I actually had a very new person that had joined back when we had the 10% discounts with the consultants and 20% off and everything. And she just bought all this stuff, but she really doesn't know a lot about what we would about and what activation was and everything. So her coming along there, and I just said, just come along, and just with us, we're just such a great bunch of people. You'll just love, being with us. And she did. So it worked out really good. But while she was there, she was able to listen to so many people, had their own personal testimonies, how the activation has helped them in their lives or family members and things like that. And for her to hear that, just, like to these people right there, it was just amazing. And I know that she's gone away there from that weekend or this weekend with so much more information and just feeling, like better, knows what we're about and then promoting, you know, going to momentum and things like that. You've got to come back to the next level of being with us, with our tribe sort of thing. So yeah, so she's even, you know, still asking questions now, oh, when's that on, and so forth. So getting people along to our community events or anything is just so important. So that was basically my win, and just so grateful that we had that this weekend.
Yeah, that's a huge win, Julie. And you are always so consistent with inviting people to events, and to have a brand new consultant come and meet the team and spend a weekend and just hear all the stories, like you said, like she was a part of the family by the end of it, and you could tell she felt like part of the family. It was a huge win. So yeah, a big reminder to everybody, you know, we've got our Momentum Academies. If you've got brand new consultants, you want them to feel a part of the family. So get them along to those Momentum Academies. It's absolutely huge. Thank you so much for sharing, Julia. That is a huge win. And I see that Lisa's giving a shout out to her friend Michelle, who's having her business launch with her friends tonight, which is so exciting. I hope to hear some of those wins next week on the call and how that went. So huge congrats to you there, Michelle, for doing your launch. All right, we have one more. Where is my beautiful Denise? Denise, she's going to be sharing a win as well. So Denise Harris, if you can unmute yourself and share your win of the week, we'd love to hear from you.
Okay. Hi, my name's Denise Harris. I'm in Gillian's team, and we had an amazing retreat as usual. Very spoiled, and lots of goodies and lots of team bonding. It's always great to catch with other team members as well. Very much like my people, but mine is very much on a personal level. I'm not very tech savvy, and with Gillian's help though, and she didn't help me much, she just pushed me to my limit, and I was able to do a hook on Instagram, and I've had likes, so I'm quite impressed with that. So I did learn something at the retreat, something very new, and something that really pushed me out of my comfort zone. So these teamers, like Gillian, is such a great motivator, such a great leader. She really is, and we just love it a bit. We're so spoiled.
That's enough now, Denise. Thank you. We love you too. But look, you know, it is all about shifting those comfort zones. And I'm super proud of the whole team, because we really did stretch that comfort zone over the weekend, and we were looking at creating reels, and the team all put out these first reels looking at having hooks and captions and everything that went along with it, collecting that B-roll footage. So we can always do another training on that another time, but it was definitely one that pushed people from their comfort zones. And Denise, that was a huge win to get yours out there and posted. You updated your entire Instagram. You did a huge amount of work. So congrats to you. And thank you to everyone who's sharing their wins. I'm just seeing there's a couple more in the comments there. Philip Hoare, you also have started setting up your own podcast show, which is massive. That's a huge effort. So congrats to you. I don't want to miss anybody. All these amazing wins. I know there's quite a few there in the comments. Let me just check, make sure I don't want to miss anybody. Lots of wins. Yay. All right. Awesome. Well, I think we've got some great wins to have kicked off the evening, and I always love hearing them. So please, next week, if you've got a win of the week, let us know. We want to celebrate you and we want to hear those wins. There is always something good in every day. It can be big, little, doesn't matter. But, you know, we always look for those wins, and it leaves everybody feeling inspired. So thanks to those who shared. All right, so moving on, we do have a couple of special guest speakers this evening. Now, sadly, Julie's had to step aside this evening to manage with family, so we're not going to be hearing her business story. But Philip, who is jumping on to share his product story, also has an incredible business story. So Philip Hoare, if you're there, I would love to invite you on to share a little bit. You have a really special product story to share this evening. And if it's okay, we'd love to hear your business story as well. Thank you for joining us from, you're over in tropical La La Land.
I am. I'm in the
We
clouds.
don't want to talk about where you are.
Yeah, I'm literally in the clouds. We actually see, you can see the background here.
It looks incredible.
I mean, I came to LifeVantage not for NRF2 at all. I came straight to looking at the ProBio because I'd major gut issues, autoimmune stuff going on. And when I saw that probio bypasses the stomach acid, opens up the small intestine, makes sense, that's where you need it, I said, okay, I'm in. And I went and researched that. And then I looked at NRF2 and I just threw some slides together and I just went like in 1 week, went pretty fast. But my gut is healed, autoimmune, so we all know that the gut and the brain link together. But my biggest product story is there's actually two. One is a client of mine who had fibromyalgia on a box of supplements, like an ice cream tub full of supplements, medications, what have you. And I said, hey man, this is costing you too much. Let's make it so it's more, let's say, cost effective to get your health back on track. So I said, what we can do, let's take this and it can complement what you're doing. Put him on the yellow pill. That's it. 1 month later, he's playing indoor soccer and he's running around. Because those of you who have known what fibromyalgia is, think of it like if you haven't been to the gym for like 2 years, go lift up some weights, the next day you can't brush your hair. That's that feeling. They have that feeling and it'll last like a week before they can recover. So for him, he's really thriving on that side. The other product story is actually, I love Axio. It's my go-to. I have 2 a day. Bring back the sachets, Brandon, bring them back. Okay. But it's actually my son. My son, I've always put him, when NRF2 came out, he came on, at NRF1, he came on as well. But my son had a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. For those you don't know, he was suicidal. He tried to take his life nearly 3 times. And when I sent him Axio, I shipped him a whole lot. I said, just take the stuff. And one day I got on Zoom with him, having a chat with him. And I said to him, what are you doing? He was like super chilled. And eventually it worked out. He's taking Axio. His demeanor is chilled out. I have an amazing relationship with my son. He doesn't even think about doing those acts anymore. He's thriving. He's working on the minds. So, I mean, that to me, I say to people that literally Axio was like the biggest game changer for my son. Literally, I would say saved his life. And that's the first time I actually could share it without getting emotional. So we have a great relationship and he shares it as well. He's not fully active in the business, but he loves the stuff. Yeah. So he's NRF1, NRF2, and Axio. Those are the 3 that's his go-to. So yeah.
That's incredible, Philip. And thank you for being so open and sharing that, because that is a really difficult story to share. And we talk about the products being life-changing, but that's life-saving. That's huge, absolutely huge. And we know that everybody will have different experiences and can take longer for some, but like yourself, I have seen incredible transformations for other people as well. And to be so close to home for you with your son, that's huge. So I'm so happy for both you and your son. That's massive, absolutely massive. So
thanks.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And Philip, if it's okay, would you like to share a little bit more of your business story as well?
Putting me on the spot.
I am putting you on the spot. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's cool. The business was interesting because I mean, I stuck in the mountains basically. All my business online. So when I came into LifeVantage, I went to MC1 within like 11 months. And that's where I got to Croatia. I mapped out the whole thing, having a financial planning brain, and I put all these things together. And it's like, I need to do X amount per month and make sure I tracked it. And literally, I went to MC1. I think it was like a day before the Croatia cutoff. So that was the goal. But the thing is, I saw this opportunity and I knew that, all health disease is linked back to mitochondrial dysfunction. NRF1 is great for it. So we had to reduce inflammation, kicks off mitochondria. So the dual synergizer was great. But what I used to say to people, do you want the skateboard, the bicycle, or the Porsche? Skateboard is NRF2, the bicycle is the dual, which is 1 and 2, and the Porsche was the essentials kit with the probio. I just used it like that. And that's how I got to MC1. And I know, to me, there's all these other products are great, but if your foundation's not solid, nothing's going to really go, right? So that's what I focused on. And I just did that, and I got it shared with people, but I had to get unique ways to get in touch with people. And I developed a really simple, what do you call them, call tracks or lines, whatever, to get in touch with people and how they used to book in with me. So I controlled my time, which is kind of cool. And I became talky talk. I didn't stop talking because we can know the science, which is great. There's lots of other people out here that can answer all the science questions. But if you can't talk to anybody, nothing's going to happen. You can be knowledgeable, but you want to be wealthy at the same time. So that was my business story. And I went to MC1. I'm loving it, helping a lot of people. And I think what's the beauty here, you're not on your own. You're with people, learning along the way. And the best thing I say to people, bump your head as much as you can, because that's how you're going to grow faster. So yeah, that's pretty much me in the business. And the key thing is have fun. So yeah.
That is such good, valuable advice, Philip. Absolutely. I know that when it comes to having that little bit of extra incentive there as well, that Croatia trip would have really helped you to push that little bit further. But are there things that you do when perhaps there's not incentive trips there that help to motivate you to keep talky, as you said?
Yeah, talk. Yeah. The key thing is help the humans. That's it. I work with people that range from so many health conditions, like a lot of them. And I mean, if you can give that person one glimmer of light, one glimmer of hope, man, that's a key thing. A lot of people focus on weight loss. I said, man, if you're not feeling good, you're not going to look good. Focus on feeling good, the rest will follow. So yeah, just want to help the humans. And I think if we can lead with heart and not money, I will be honest, when I did start, it was like 50% money and 50% heart. Now I go, no, money is great, it happens. Just go 90% heart and 10% money. The rest will happen. So yeah, just have fun. I think the key thing, lead with your heart, not your head. So yeah.
People really feel the heart, and I can feel it coming from you as well. You can tell your passion's there, and they can definitely, I'm sure, feel that heart. And, you know, we talk about going green, which is, you know, reaching that 1,000 SV as quickly as possible when you're launching your business. And, you know, following what Philip said, you got your, you know, the Porsche, tell me those three again, the
skateboard, the bicycle, and the Porsche.
And the Porsche,
and
that's
what I would say to people, I'd say to them, I said, I do not care which one you choose one that suits you financially, but choose one that's going to get you there the fastest, and they'll make the choice. So, yeah.
That's right. So, you know, 10 customers on your Porsche or the activated essentials, as we know them, like that would get you to that go green. You're certainly that 1,000 SV straight up. Or, you know, if you've got that brain stack, the Axio and the NRF2, like your son, you know, those two made a huge difference. And that's a super affordable bundle, 14 customers, and you're there, you're green straight up. So that's awesome. Phil, thank you so much for jumping on this evening and sharing your story. I'm truly touched, you know, particularly with your son's story. It's a beautiful share. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Awesome. Right. So we are also super lucky once again this week to have our incredible leader from the States, 5:30 in the morning, although it's nearly 6 o'clock. So, you know, should be a little bit awake now. But Mr. Brandon Cunningham, thank you for joining us once again this week on our call. I'd love to invite you on just to share a few words of wisdoms before we close out tonight's call. And just again, thank you for being here. We do appreciate your support.
Yeah, my pleasure to be here with you guys. And what a great huddle to be a part of with you guys. I hope, you know, I get to watch a lot of these. I've done a lot of these. But this one today, you know, just getting to see all of you here and the stories in the chat, there's so much to be learned from these stories. And so a couple things, Phil, the sachets, it's been a hot topic with me because you guys, it makes it easy to share, right? I understand. And we'll talk about that some more at a future time. It's a cost thing as well as a production thing, but I get it. And Axio is amazing. It is a product that I think you could build a presidential position with just that product. Not that I would want to, but I think you can build a presidential business with just that product. It's that good. It's that significant of a product. There's the comfort zone conversation that we had, that you could do this whole training. If ever in life we are a little stale, maybe we're not excited, we're not happy, it's because we're in our comfort zone. We're in our comfort zone. And when you're think about on vacation, why is vacation a holiday? Why is it so much fun? It's because you're in a different place. You're in a different environment. It's a little unnerving, like the travel or getting into the hotel or not knowing where you're going, different food, different culture. It's a little unnerving. However, it's where all the joy is at, right? And so do the same thing in your business, guys. If you aren't feeling a little nervous, a little uneasy, if your hands aren't a little bit sweaty, you're in your comfort zone. And the comfort zone, as John Maxwell says, doesn't end very well. He said, if you view life has an end, like if there's an end goal to your business, when you get there, like it's over. Like no one wants to be like over, right? Like there is no end in this thing. So it's a continual growth pattern we want to be in. And so I would say to all of you guys, um, push yourself each week. That will allow you to be able to share those stories. And they are inspirational. The stories I've heard here tonight, super, super inspirational. There's two things I wanted to talk to you about tonight. Um, One is culture. In fact, I just did a podcast and I heard Phil's doing a podcast. He said that in there. Congratulations, Phil. I made a commitment over a year ago and I've done an episode every week for over a year now. They drop every Monday. And the one I did that's dropping today actually is on culture. And in our business, culture is more important than strategy. It's way more important than strategy. And in some cases, you could argue it's more important than compensation. Here's why. The majority, not all of you here, you guys are here because you want to grow your business and you want to help other people grow their business. But there's a lot of people that are not on this Zoom tonight. And that's because they haven't made this a priority yet in their life. You guys have made this a priority. Shout out to the people in New Zealand for getting on this thing. We're bumping up 10 p.m. over there. That matters to me. If someone's on a Zoom right now at almost 10 p.m., that matters to me. That means this is significantly important. And the same thing on the other side, Perth. People are rushing home for work. If you're on this Zoom right now and you're in WA, that matters. I see it because you're pushing yourself, right? That's out of the comfort zone. And that doesn't mean that everybody in the middle isn't. I'm just saying those are extremes, right? Culture is for people though that aren't doing those things. Here's what will make your team grow. Build a team that people want to be around even if their paycheck is not significant enough to pay bills. The majority of the people that will join you in this business are basically glorified customers. They really don't talk to people too much about it. They'll add a customer here, customer there. So why are they here? It's not for the paycheck. They're here because they love the products, but they could love the products without being around the team stuff. So why do they stick around? Why do they get on your team calls? Why do they show up at some stuff? It's the culture. You want a culture. Here's the example I made. Whether you're a fan of Apple computers, Apple or not, Steve Jobs created a culture so good that people would rather stay at work than go home. People literally would because he fed them well. He had like a gym in the corporate office. He actually let some employees, I don't know if all, some of them got to consume alcohol, beer at work. He let them dress the way they wanted to dress. He created a culture so good that no one wanted to go home. That's what you guys need to do. We are going to create a culture so good in Australia, New Zealand, and globally that people are going to want to be a part of what we do. If we put a meeting together, they're coming because they'd rather be with us than the negative people they're around. You guys, there's so much horrible negativity in this world. If we didn't see that last week, it's every week, right? And I guess that's a whole nother training on how to stay focused and stay in your lane. Guys, the world's distracted right now. The world is so distracted, not just now, but the people that win in life don't get distracted. Yes, I see it. Yes, I see it. This is where I'm going. Don't get distracted, guys. Stay focused, okay? Stay focused. And also, if something doesn't add value to your life, if it doesn't increase your energy, get rid of it. The social media was so disgusting for the last few days. Literally, I spent so little time on social media because I was so disappointed with the distractions and the commentary. I'm just like, nah, out of my life for a little bit. Get rid of the bad energy. Back to culture. So how can we do this? Well, you guys have a great opportunity this Saturday. This Saturday, there is a training called the Build and Grow Blueprint. Build and Grow is the second phase of Evolve's compensation plan. You guys, there's 3 phases to our Evolve compensation plan. There's the share phase, which is what most people do in the beginning. They're sharing the products. And why wouldn't you? When you hear stories like what Phil shared, it's just incredible. Just incredible. So you will want to do that. Thank you for that, Josie. Look how good you guys are. Um, the second phase is build and grow. This phase, I like to say, is designed to put another digit on your paycheck. It's designed to put another zero. So if you're making 50 bucks this a month, this training is designed to help you get to 500 a month. If you're making 500 a month, this training Saturday is designed to get you to 5,000 a month. This is designed to get you to that middle rank, right? Phil, there is no Zoom link because it's not live. I'm glad you put that in there. It's pre-recorded. Why is it pre-recorded? Well, for one, we wanted to serve the globe. I didn't want to serve just the East Coast of the United States. I didn't want to serve just the West Coast of the United States. We wanted to do this globally. So there is no link. It's pre-recorded. It will be launched on Friday night. The link will be available this Friday night, which I know is your Friday morning. So we're going to try and execute on that perfectly. But why did we do that besides the time zones? It gives each and every one of you an opportunity. We're going to do these monthly. It gives each and every one of you an opportunity to build culture. Invite some people to your home, or you go to their home, or go to a coffee shop with a laptop. Get with some other humans. One of the most powerful things said in this huddle tonight, you guys, I don't know if you caught what Phil said. He said he does almost all his business online. But he also said, get to talking, talkie. That's not thummy. It's with your lips. Talkie, communication. Okay. You got to connect with humans. You got to talk with people. That's what this weekend's designed to do. This weekend is designed for you to grab those people that are still struggling with their business. Have some fun. Watch the recording, but have some fun. Have some food, have some drinks, have some what I like to call hot training, HOT, hands-on training. Do some role playing. Get their hands a little sweaty. Ask them to show me your favorite invite. Show me send me your favorite tool. It's designed to push people out of their comfort zone. But guys, these happen once a month. You should be connecting with your team once a month. Because if you're not connecting with the team once a month, they'll get distracted. And we want to keep them focusing. So build and grow blueprint. It's absolutely what your team needs. It's a skill-based training, okay? This is to increase your skills in the business. So what will you expect? How to become better at inviting, how to become better at follow-up, how to become better at databasing. Like, where do I find people to talk to? Like, how do I get more people to talk to? Those are all things you need to put another digit on your paycheck. And best thing is bring 10 people in and help them put another digit. If you help 10 people grow their paycheck, more than likely your paycheck is going to be substantially bigger. So this is the Build and Grow Blueprint. We're excited about it. And just make sure you guys are taking advantage of the effort being put in by the trainers. The trainers, most of them are, you're gonna see a lot of executive consultants in the training. You may see some managing consultants in the training. It's designed to help people get to that managing consultant rank. That's where the meat is of our comp plan in the build and grow phase. Once you get to the EC levels, now you're in the lead phase. There's bonuses. That's a whole nother training. It's like what we do, the huddle, is designed for the people that are in the share phase. This blueprint is designed to get people in the second phase. Okay, so we got to have systems around this. So we're excited for you guys to get this. There's so much I could talk about. We don't have time from this amazing huddle that we've done. Thank you guys for sharing the stories, and we'll see you guys this weekend.
Thanks so much, Brandon, for sharing. And yep, huge reminder for this weekend, lock in those parties, get your people together. We're very excited for our first Saturday training coming up for this month. So awesome. Thank you again to all of our speakers, all the people who jumped on to share a win. Big thank you again to Brandon, 6 a.m. You can go and have your breakfast now. Appreciate you all. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you soon.